Hello and welcome to Virtual Investor Conferences. My name is John Viglotti, and on behalf of OTC Markets, we're very pleased you joined us for the AI and Big Data Conference. We kick off the conference with a live presentation from Odysight.ai. And please note you can submit questions in the box for the speaker to the left of the slides. You can also view a company's availability for one-on-one meetings through the Schedule Meeting tab found on the conference platform. At this point, I'm very pleased to welcome Yehu Offer. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Odysight.ai, which trades on the OTCQB venture market under the symbol SCTC. Welcome, Yehu.
Thank you, John. Very happy to be here talking with you from Tel Aviv. I'll have around 30 minutes of presentation. I'll try to make it 20 in order to put time for Q&A. My name is Yehu Offer, CEO, has been said for Odysight.ai for the last more than 1 year ago. Background comes from Elbit Systems, and then before that, piloting the Israeli Air Force and other positions in the market. What I would like to present to you is a full solution company that is, I think, presents something unique in the world that is making a change as we speak. The market is already there, and what we are talking about is a predictive system, health monitoring system, and we are giving the full solution from sensor to insight. We are a public company, so the disclaimer, you don't have to read it out loud, but we are under the restrictions of the public company. I'll jump directly because we cannot share the sound within this presentation. So I'm diving here why we're using video sensor and video analytics within our solution. So when you are going, what you can see here is an AH-64 Apache helicopter by Boeing that is being used also in many air forces around the world. And what we implemented within this very complicated machine is a video sensor that is tracking a very sensitive area in the center here that you can see between the engines. There is a crankshaft, which is this thing here in the middle that connects the pilot throttles and the pilot throttles within the aft rotors and the pedals. And actually, this was disassembled in flight. The helicopter lost the horizontal stability and actually crashed, one injured, one dead within the accident. After that, the Israeli Air Force came to us and asked for a solution how to monitor something that is so inside into the system, and how you can look at it on a day-to-day basis, because it's only been examined every 5 years within the D-check depot level. So we implemented our solution inside of that video sensing solution. I will show you now the solution as it's being implemented inside the system. What you can see in the upper picture is our camera and computer with the video analytics inside, monitoring this very sensitive single point of failure area. And here on the videos below, you can see how it movement. In the right side, you can see our algorithms work on the movement in the lab, as we are monitoring the number of threads on the actual movement, and we can monitor and alert before things are actually happening. And that's what we implemented on this machine. And from there, we are going into video analytics throughout many areas in the industry, starting with the aerospace. But how did it start? So what is the model behind our company? So if you look at this graph, and this is the graph that actually describes what is changing in the world today. And this is the CBM, the condition-based monitoring, the prognostic health monitoring, and the health and the HAM system, the health monitoring systems. Actually, every system has a design life components of strength, vibration, time, everything, and the design of the materials, the design of the moving parts, and it's being taken into a serial, let's say serial stops of maintenance, normally either by kilometers in cars, for example, or by hours in most of the complicated systems from energy, transportation, and aerospace. So what we are doing is, what we can prove is actually that by our video sensor, we can see and alert things before they are happening. And this is the safety area, the red triangle here. and alert things before they are happening. So we can, if there is something like this helicopter, we can alert that things are about to happen before. And the other side is the let's say the economical benefits that we can say, if we can stretch and not do a very expensive expensive maintenance action, when, because this machine, for example, this car is not under the same loads as a car in another area or another driver. If looking at the glance at the company, so we came out right now from stealth, and actually you are one of the first to hear our story. Founded on 2019, the company is traded in the OTC, registered in Nevada as a US company, and the center of development is in Israel. We provide actually eyes within where eyes never existed before. We are providing eyes within machines, very complicated one. And we are a proven technology both for medical, space, and aerospace application. I will show you later examples. And the system are already being used in medical and in aerospace. Over 45 million have already been invested in the company technology. The last round, we have around 22.5 million right now in our cash, 60 plus employees, and we expect for several income streams to develop during the coming months. One of them was already shared, as we published just a few weeks ago, a 3.3 million deal for the medical product for 2024 with one of the global 500 Fortune 500 companies that we are teaming with. We're a global pioneering leader in the industry 4.0, and everything that you will see is 100% our IP under patents. The solution, 3 layers. One is to visualize by embedded micro camera that was designed for space and for medical, and it's certified for both areas. Analyze what we are seeing with the multi-layer data analytics for protection, alert, and decision support system. And once we have the data and we are collecting it and gathering that, so we are creating prediction based on the data with effective implementation of the operational maintenance and design improvements. Okay. If you look at the functional flow, so smart video sensor, very small and rigid, real-time continuous monitoring, and doing analysis of the video, implementing either AI or machine learning. Most of what we are doing is machine learning. If we need, we are using AI, and doing 2 levels of alert. One is alert for something that is abnormal, and the other one is alert for prediction for something that is about to come. This is an example of one of our products within the medical arena. I will give you one more example. This is one of our products that actually revolutionized the spinal surgery. As I said, we are cooperating here with Fortune 500 company that I cannot release the name here. If needed, we can do it on another meeting. But actually, this is the way that spinal surgery is being done today. It's a very complicated by 2 doctors actually implementing this microscope inside to the patient. 8-hour procedure, 20 days of recovery, and then more than 2 months of rehabilitation. 5 people on the team, and all the problems with this kind of procedures. What we did is we revolutionized this procedure to 1 doctor, actually implementing our sensors inside to the human bodies through endoscopic minimal invasive procedure. And if you want to see what we are doing, is actually that's our product here. Okay, implementing into the endoscope. This is layers of software and AI on that, and that's how we look, and that's what we are doing inside the human body, like in machines. Another area of our heritage is coming from the space. We implemented the same kind of idea with NASA, developed for them under their criteria, an endoscope for space. That is actually, this is the endoscope here. It's flew already 2 missions in space and actually implemented into dead satellite in orbit, going inside to the fuel shuttle valve through this robot that is launched from the space shuttle, insert into the fuel tubes, and checking for any problems there. If everything is okay, you can refuel a dead satellite in orbit. Markets. So we are now putting most of our efforts in aviation and space. Medical, we are already there. And then we are going to transportation and industry solution. And what we are actually doing is provide eyes where eyes never existed before. Our system are already being used in the medical and aerospace. I'm showing examples. Just to understand a little more about what is there, this is all or most of the phenomenon in here in the upper level that exist in machines, in complicated machine, motors, generators, transformer, electrical, and those are the sensors in predictive maintenance. Why we are implementing something new? Because the video sensor, as we are doing, is catching most of the market. Okay, so outside of inside bearing, inside gears that we already also have a solution, it covers everything, and it's very, very, very natural to see, because vision-based systems are, let's say, I will show you the example and you will get it immediately. If you look at the value proposition, so we are increasing safety because we are looking at single point of failure inside machines and actually predict and alert before things are happening. We are lowering the downtime, and I will show you one analytic of this value proposition because we are lowering the amount of people and the time for the checks. Spare part management, because you don't need to maintain so many spare parts and you're doing only what is needed. And once we are implementing the predictive maintenance, we are creating insights either for the OEMs, MROs, or other clients. IP, if we have all of those, we have a lot of strong IP protection, more than 23 patents filed worldwide. 15 are already granted. We have patents in predictive maintenance, and our technology is covered. We support all of the criteria of safety and requirements. So we are ISO both for the medical. We are NASA supplier. We are supporting the FDA requirements, and we support also the AS 9100, which is the major aerospace requirements. I'm running forward. This is the DoD view of predictive maintenance. Actually, the US DoD is releasing today in every bid in the US requirements for condition-based maintenance system. All of those reports are publicly, and what this slide is saying is that the market is already here. Money is being spent on it right now, and the results are there. We are accelerating a market that is already exists. If you look at one sentence out of the DoD 415122 report, is that maintenance requirements are the dominant driver for weapon system cost and availability. And that's where we come in to create value. Why video? Because video is so intuitive. More than 85% of the human perception is related to vision, and 50% of the brain is involved with some aspect with visual processing. And most of the checks within every system maintenance is being done by visual. So by replacing the visual and actually putting eyes that see and continuous monitoring the phenomenon all the time, we create value. This is what I said. We analyzed all of the checks, and we saw what we can prove that we can replace immediately. And if you see, this is even in the more simple pre-flight check that maintenance are doing daily. So we can save immediately 44% only on time. I'm not talking about spare parts, management, and more complicated procedures that are there. Value proposition and what is the sales cycle. So the first sale is the direct sale of a computer, which is a very small and already exists with the sensor that are implemented within the system and supported by the ground level on the O level for the ground maintenance. With that, on this basic level of sale, we're implementing license-based applications for motor, applications for landing gear, applications for other systems. And with that, we are giving the ability to see and understand by video analytics and algorithmic what is the phenomenon, how does it happen, and we alert before problems are happening, or we can stretch things that are there. And on that, there is a third layer of the product, which is the video analytics on the higher level, where we create PHM system analytics for fleet level or tech support, or models that we are implementing for fleet. As we get more data, we are creating a better solution for fleet level up to the level of the OEMs or MROs. Examples. This is a 737-800 landing gear mechanism. You can see how complicated is the movement. What we are checking here is the curve of the movement and the locking mechanism. We can monitor with one sensor all of the movement. I hope that you saw the video. And actually, we are checking those parameters here that are being described. But we don't only see the lock or unlock, but we see all the movement. And you can see it here better on another mechanism like that. This is another commercial aircraft. Here we are implementing one of our patents. We are monitoring all the curve of the movement. I know exactly what it needs to be done and how it need to be, how it moves in front of the video, and everything that is not on the right way, the right time, the right rhythm, we can alert immediately. The other very important and effective within video sensor is that we can see, and this is a patent by our company, that we can see 5 algorithms are implementing on one sensor. So I can see the locking mechanism, I can see the spring, I can see the 3 areas of critical leaks that have been described or defined by the customer. This is a neuron-based network of fighter aircraft, that actually all of those small points that you saw are being detected by our algorithm through the video sensor, and we can see any abnormal behavior. If it will not move correctly, not on the right timing, not on the right curve, if it will jump or everything will happen, we can alert immediately, and we know what is the type of the failure, and that's how we can alert. This is our system implementing on an engine. This is an aeronautical engine that we are actually implemented here, and this is already under flight. It's in flight and in place, and we are gathering experience with this all the time. And here is a full system that is actually taking care of all the engine, saving the time of the maintenance, creating for any major problem that can happen there, alert before it happens, and we can extend the time of things that are not yet need to be replaced. So automatic pre-flight, no covers removal, real-time failure detection, live streaming, and event-based recording. This is the algorithm's own work on the engine. As you can see here, this is the alternator belt. This is the throttle. This is the airlet for icing. So a lot of those examples, you can see how the algorithm works and creating the results. Another area that I just want to give an example is this area of wiring. Wiring in many areas in the aerospace are critical feature. I will give just one example to see what we are doing. We implemented our solution within the search and rescue helicopters on the cable that actually takes the people up. And we implemented two of our cameras inside here. And this shows this look at the cable itself, and also on the drum, how the cable is being organized, which is the major problem. Here you can see our algorithms as they work, and you can see them as they are checking 2 things. One is for nesting or for problems within the cable itself, and the algorithm discovers any abnormal behavior here. And this is the organization of the cable on the drum. Whenever there is this crossing that the algorithm discover, this is a safety critical issue. Okay, that can cut the rope or the cable. Moving forward, this is a breakaway valve, which is in most of the helicopters in the world. We did an accelerator here with a major aeronautical company on a UH-60. It was actually published this publication has been published by IAI few months ago. You can see it on our website. And our system here checking for, because each and every one of those breakaway valves that you have on a UH-60 on every engine, 7 and 14 on the helicopter, the mechanic need to check them that there is no yellow line here open, because if there is a yellow line, so this critical valve is being start to close, and when it closes, it shut off the fuel to the engine, because it's a safety mechanism. We implemented our system. You can see it here on the helicopter, and actually we alert before this failure happens. It happened before in the U.S. Army, in the Israeli Air Force, and many other places, because it's a safety critical issue that we actually implemented a solution that did not exist before. This is how our algorithm looks on the systems themselves and how we check the movement and measure them. And by that, you can see an example of how we can take things and predict things before they're happening as we monitor all the curve, all the movement, and we can look at it. I will run to the end. Those are more industrial. This is dampers, okay? Dampers. We are inside the dampers, shock observers that exist in bridges, houses, many areas around the industry. And actually, we measure with our very small sensor that you can see in the upper video on the right side. We measure the distance between the curves of the spring, and we can alert for anything that is abnormal. For example, earthquake or any abnormal behavior, and we can alert on that on real time to the whatever is our customer. It can be the construction. It can be the authority that is holding this bridge and responsible for the maintenance. This is on a train, actually measuring the how much there is left of the brake, and that's how we can alert for things before they are happening in a very problematic environment. We have also an IoT cloud environment in cloud solution that is already implemented. It was implemented on elevators, on cables of elevators that you can see here. This is, by the way, the cable is moving very fast on more than 10 meters per second, but we are using a very fast fluctuation mode in order to freeze the picture and to load into the cloud much less information, only pictures and not the full video. This is what we checked on the elevator. So we checked for the rope lubrication, for the integrity, and for rust. And this is examples of what we discovered. And this is actually prediction of rust that is a safety critical issue within cables of elevator that we are discovering that before it comes to the area of safety. Summarizing. So when everyone looks outside, we look inside. We see what others do not, and we perceive what others cannot. We are now, as I was talking with most of the biggest companies in the market, everyone said they didn't saw it before. So actually, we are aiming to be a global market leaders, saying it humbly, but that's where we are heading. 100%, it's our IP. We are cloud video analytics, AI and machine learning algorithm solution. Actually, the hardware is only the first sale that is implementing our solution, and from there, it's all software and algorithms. Core technology that is relevant for many verticals, aerospace first, and then we'll go for the rest. And we are open for any business model, as we are all of the IP and our shareholders are open for that. I'm, of course, available for one-on-one meetings in order to expand more. And right now, we are the only company who sells proven solution for vision-based predictive maintenance. And we think that the market is already there. We see it and it's rapidly growing. So our solution can be integrated as hardware or as software or as both, and addresses needs that are already exist across several market vectors. Thank you very much.
To address some of the questions that came in. The first question is asking if you can provide some more background on the founding of the company. You mentioned
Yes.
You had a medical heritage, and also if you can speak to your executive team.
Yes, with pleasure. So first of all, our heritage comes from a medical company that the name was Medigus, but that's within the past. We already all the IP is Odysight IP, and actually the company started within the medical as it developed this solution that we saw for the spinal surgery. So that's where it was origin. And then as we saw the market within the industry 4.0 and especially the aerospace, so we spin off actually this technology and those abilities that were developed first for the medical, and having the trial out with NASA and understanding that we are relevant actually for any place. So we aimed for the aerospace as a safety critical and very certified area. For the team, we are a very small, but I think highly capable teams of experts. We have all of our team, for all of our leaders are coming from being leaders in the industry. Each and every one of them choose to come with me and to create. I would say unique group of experts. One of them, for example, is Jacob Avinu, who is the product. He was the leader of all the development of the new technologies within Elbit Systems in Israel, and then choose to join the company after we worked together for a few years. Another one is the head of the R&D, Mr. Ido Molad. Again, a guy an engineer that came from started in the Navy, then went through Elbit system, and then was the VP R&D in two major startups. And after that, chose to leave his former company and to join Odysight. We have our new CTO, Eli Israeli, who was having experience both in the R&D, the government DDRO, so the R&D governmental agency, and then went to IAI, and from there went to be CTO of another major startup, and again choose to leave and to come with us. And so is our financial team. So each and every one of us is bringing expertise and capabilities in the market, in the knowledge, in the ability to develop and to perform, and also to supply. So we know where we are heading, and I think that we are aiming for a market that we know we are unique and we have a solution that does not exist before. Founders and all the investors that is publicly the major shareholder is Arkin Holdings, which is a major shareholder in Israel. He was the initiator of and the founder of Agis in the Agis company, and they are with us for a long time. And most of the other investors are investors for like pension funds that are for long term in order to create value for the company. This is the perspective of the shareholders.
Okay, thank you. The next question is about focus. You have your applications. You have these are broad applications, and many industries, I assume, that you could address and help them solve the problems in the monitoring. So, as you turn to 2024, what are your priorities? What are your milestones for next year?
Okay, it's a great question. Actually, I'm dealing with that since I came into the company. Because actually, I'm I'm walking my talk. Just 1 second. Sorry, I was talking too fast. 1 second. Okay. First of all, I left a major management position in Elbit System in order to take this company forward, as I see the opportunity within the markets. The second is that the question is correct because we are relevant, as we are core technology, we are relevant for any industry. And this is one of the things that I did within the last year. And actually, we took and stabled the already existing product for the medical as it was there, but we stabled that with our major let's say it's not a client. There are partners in many ways, and so with our partners from the medical, we stable the solution in all verticals: production, capabilities, quality assurance. All of the system, including suppliers, was stabled. And the second thing, we have been able to secure with them the business forward. That's why I was after FDA, after 510K, and having the PO for 2024. So I know that this sector is stable. But what we are aiming is aerospace, and that's why we are focusing on aerospace, because I think that this market is the most complicated and the most regulated one. And if we can prove, then, and I think that we can, that our solution is both saving money, creating value, and creating more safety. And we are already implemented and flying. So there lies the future. And from there, after proving in aerospace, we can go almost every market. And I expect, and this I already published within my letter to the shareholders, I expect within the coming months to be able to release to you, I would say, interesting messages that will give any investor the ability to say, okay, this is not just a story or just a dream. This is a company that delivers and has a huge future, and that's why I want to be part and to invest in it.
Yehu, thank you very much. We have run out of time. Thank you for the presentation. Odysight trades on OTC markets under the symbol SCTC, correct? And
yes, it will be changed soon to Odysight.
And the name, you have a name change.
Exactly.
And then finally, if anybody would like to schedule a meeting with Yehu, you can just click on the meetings tab and submit a request. So thanks again.